چند وقت پیش که رفته بودم به یک کنفرانسی در آلمان با لاری گیلور مصاحبه کردم و ایشون بنیانگذار یک بنیادی هستن به اسم آزادی از مذهب و در ضمن یک فعال خیلی طولانی مدت حقوق زن هستن و این میدونین وقتی باش داشتم مصاحبه میکردم نمیتونستم اصلا چشم رو ازش بردارم، چون واقعا انقدر لطیف صحبت میکنه ولی در ضمن حرفاش واقعا پرقدرت و انسانی.
منطقی میگن سنبش پرزوره، یعنی که منطقش خیلی قویه و اینو قشنگ میشه حس کرد با اینکه خیلی آروم صحبت میکنه و وقتی اینو میبینی میتونی اون رابطه مقایسه میکنی به جنبش رهایی بخش زنان توی آمریکا رو با خاور میانه و ایران نگاه میکنی، رابطه ها رو میشون دید.
دقیقاً، واقعا هم این رابطه رو خوب نشون میده و دلیلی که چرا مذهب اینقدر ضد زنه و چرا زنان باید مبارزه کنن علیه مذهب خیلی قشنگ و لطیف صحبت میکنه. اینو با ما نگاه کنید.
Thank you for joining us. I wanted to speak to you about the work you've done on women's rights. If you can first talk about what is fundamentally wrong with religion and the question of women.
The Bible and the Quran are handbooks for the subjugation of women. They lay all the blame for evil and sin on women, and in the New Testament it demands that women be subservient and be in silence. And we know the role of the Quran in oppressing women, and we need a women's revolution from religion because it's the principal enemy of women's rights. It sanctifies the idea that women are inferior and sinful, and we cannot move forward while people believe literally in the Bible or the Quran.
But I suppose people will say that some women find religion quite liberating.
Well, I think people can believe whatever they like, but we can look at the damage that religion causes women worldwide. For example, reproductive rights in the United States. It's the organized religion, Catholicism, and the fundamentalists that are trying to take away not just abortion rights, which is a right that we won years ago, but the right to contraception. If you cannot control your own body and your own fertility, you can't control anything about your life. And Margaret Sanger, said women cannot be free until they can determine if and when they become a mother. And most of the patriarchal religions have as their core the control of women and reproduction. That's often, I think that's sort of the point of most religions, is to control women.
What do you say to women who say, but we're very free and we have all the rights that we need, but, and we get that from our religion in a sense. So they're saying that there is freedom in religion for women.
God, Allah, these are patriarchal concepts and abstracts. And as long as God is male, male is God. And the Bible and the Quran set up a master-slave relationship with God at the top, and then man, and then woman. And women are held in subjugation under this doctrine. And any freedoms that women have won have been in spite of the Bible, in spite of the Quran, not because of it. It's women who have moved religion forward, not the other way around.
What sort of constraints do you see needed for religion in order to help ensure women have rights and equality?
Secularism would demand that there should be no religion, no doctrine, no dogma in our civil and secular laws. So, of course, I'm anti-theocratic and pro-secular government, and ideas held on faith for which there is no evidence or proof should not be in our laws, whether it's creationism or the idea that there's a human person at conception, that there's an ensoulment at conception, which is the basis for opposing contraception and abortion, for example. And we just see these casual references in the holy texts to covering women that are now giving us burqas, which I think are such a terrible symbol of being trapped by religion, circumscribing one's life. It's frightening to me to see women in burqas.
Do you think women have a special and an added need to be free from religion?
Well, yeah, because religion is a male religion. With women cannot be free, I think, while there is religious patriarchal law governing our lives. And the history of the women's movement in the West has been the history of fighting religion, speaking out in public, although the Bible says you have to be in silence, demanding the right to own property, to control of our own children, to be able to attend universities. All of these reforms in the Western world were vociferously opposed by the churches. They were the enemy of the right to vote, and they are the enemy of women's right to ownership of our own bodies. And we are seeing the same kind of movement now in the Muslim world, with women replaying this emancipation from religion, having to fight these strictures. I wish that we didn't have to reinvent the wheel. But it's to the great credit of women like Taslima Nasrin, you, Ayan Hirsi Ali, and all the other women who are speaking out against the Muslim religion at the threat of death for their rights.
Do you see any links between the movements for women freeing themselves from Islam to women freeing themselves from Christianity's rules? And do you see that as universal?
Yes, it's universal. It's exactly the same fight. And in fact, the Muslim, Christian, and Judaic religions share the same Old Testament texts in common. The Abrahamic religions have a common core. So many of the, we see what happened to Farkhunda. It reminded me of the passage of what happened to Jezebel in the Bible, almost word for word, the same kind of obscene violence against women for being seen as speaking out. In Farkhunda's case, reproving an imam. How dare she? When we see women stoned to death, that's right out of the Old Testament. Christians forget that they share this in common.
There's some that will say women's rights that you fought for are Western, they're not universal. What would your response be to that?
I agree with you that these are universal rights. These are human rights and civil liberties. And it isn't a culture that can impose oppression. It isn't a cultural right to deny the right to, life, liberty, education, freedom of movement, freedom of association, freedom of expression to women because of religion. That's dictatorship. That's just totally unacceptable. Women's rights are human rights.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
امیدوارم از اون مصاحبه خوشتون اومده باشه. به نظرم انی لاری گیلر مسائل خیلی مهمی رو مطرح میکنه و اینی که ماهیتاً چقدر مذاهب، همه مذاهب ضد زنن و اینکه واقعا اگر زن آزادی بخواد، برابری بخواد، این واقعا چفته با مبارزهش علیه مذهب.
دقیقاً وقتی شما مبارزه زنان تو آمریکا و توی اروپا رو نگاه میکنین، کاملا این قدم به قدم مبارزه بر علیه مذهب رو میشه دید. همین تجربه‌ایه که جامعه ایران، جامعه‌های اسلام زده و مذهبی زده توی ایران، خاورمیانه و شمال آفریقا رو میشه دید که دقیقاً همین اتفاق داره میفته. این امکان ناپذیره کوچکترین آزادی و رهایی توی جامعه ایران به طور مثال اتفاق بیفته بدون که شما با مذهب و آیین مذهبی دست و پنجه نرم نکنی و باید نه تنها به عنوان نیروی سیاسی بلکه با ایدئولوژیش و باید باش برخورد کرد.
دقیقاً. مثلا این بالاخره مسئله‌ایه که خیلی اوقات مطرح میشه، اینه که نباید زیادی به اعتقادات مردم حمله کرد یا انتقاد کرد و یه واقعیت اینه که خب اولا که اعتقادات مردم متفاوتن، همه یک نوع فکر نمی کنن و در ضمن بعضی اوقات مهمه که به اعتقاداتم از اعتقادات انتقاد کرد و به خصوص اعتقادات مذهبی. مذهب بنیادن ذاتن ضد زن ضد بشریه و خب در این حالی که آدما حق دارن این عقاید داشته باشن، باید برای رهایی زن بالاخره باید دست زد به این مذهب. فکر میکنم این برای مردم ایران خیلی روشن‌تره تا شاید خیلی جاهای دیگه، مثلا توی اروپا برای مثال.
و فکر کنم توی و این فضا رو، فضای انتقاد از مذهب رو، انتقاد و جنگیدن بر علیه نیروهای مذهبی رو، به نظرم این فضا رو باید باز کرد و جنبش زنان یکی از مهمترین قضیه است، ولی در عین حال هنر دفاع از مردمه. این وسط مهم نیست که مذهبی هستن یا نیست.
دقیقاً. و خب به نظرم دفاع از حقوق و برابری زن دفاعی از کل جامعه و از اون زاویه خب یه نبرد مهمیه برای کل مردم ایران و جهان. امیدوارم از برنامه این هفته خوشتون اومده باشه. برای ما که خیلی برنامه جالبی بود، به خصوص این مصاحبه رو من دوباره گوش کردم، برام خیلی قشنگترم حتی بود از اون چیزی که یادم اومده بود و امیدوارم شما خوشتون اومده باشه.
این ما رو میاره به انتهای برنامه این هفتمون. تا هفته آینده از طرف من و مریم نمازی، گودبای.